Hey guys, and welcome to Dr. Drew's Power Medical Hour. That's what I'm actually going to call this, even though I'm not a doctor. Everybody just calls me Dr. Drew because they come to me for advice on certain medical issues, because I have experienced quite a few when it deals to ENT issues, ear, nose, throat, eye, sinus problems that I've had in the past. My last episode was on glue ear. It ended up going viral with over 159,000 hits. So thanks everybody for watching that. And I even had a follow-up episode to that on what to do to prevent and cure glue ear. Tonight we're going to talk about something a little bit different, in some ways even more dangerous, because really nothing is known about it. I like to call this the unknown sinus eye virus. So the USEV is what I'm going to label it. And it's something that is going around, and it is a new virus out there, and the scary thing is doctors can't diagnose it. I'll tell you how I finally got it somewhat named and diagnosed a little bit later in this episode. But I'll tell you a quick little story first of how I even got it. It came on like a regular head cold. It was in April of this year, and I went on a flight to Orlando for a wedding, and I had gotten this. Usually the head cold, they will go to my ears, hence the glue ear episode, so I know how to treat it. I've had it 100 times before. This one didn't quite do that. This one went up into your sinuses and stayed there, but it didn't leave. It was a mixture of a lot of things. The first thing you know when you have this type of virus is the fact that your vision distorts. That's the first most egregious thing about this virus, is you get double vision. So if I close my left eye, everything slants to the right when I'm looking at light. You only notice it when you're looking at light, nighttime. Alright, so if I slant and I close my right eye, everything slants to the left. I can see the image, but then I see multiple versions of the image that trails off that you don't want to see. So you notice this really when you're looking at headlights, when you're looking at street lights, when you're looking at TVs. Alarm clocks are the worst. Anything digital in your car, you will notice double vision right off the bat. And you're saying to yourself, this is really weird. Is this a sinus infection? So that's the first thing I did, was I tried to see if it was a sinus infection. So I take all the normal culprits. You're taking your Sudafed, and you're taking your prednisone, and taking all the stuff I was taking for glue ear, which I thought would take care of the problem, and it didn't. It wasn't fixing the problem. And where it really goes is up on the bridge of your nose. It comes all the way down, and it sits like behind your eyes. And when you look down, you get dizzy as hell. And you know you have a severe, severe problem. And as we speak right now, I'm about 90% there. I'm still not 100% there. But I'll tell you how I was on the road to recovery, and it really is quite simple on how to make this go away, but it's going to take time. This type of virus is a new virus. I had gone to my doctor. He had misdiagnosed it because he didn't really know what it was. He thought it may have been a sinus infection, and if it didn't go away in 3 months, go see an ENT specialist. So I went to an ENT specialist to see if there were any nasal polyps that could be causing a double vision, or make sure there's no brain tumors or anything like that. You know, you always think the worst thing. When you look on Google, you'll diagnose yourself with anything. So I went to an ENT specialist. They couldn't find anything. Then they told me to go to an eye specialist. So I go to an eye doctor, and after 80,000 exams there, and telling me I need glasses when I don't, they finally came back and said, there's nothing wrong with your eyes. It has to be neurological. Go see go for a CAT scan and go for an MRI. And at that point, I had just had enough, because I wasted so much money, because your insurance doesn't cover any of these costs. So I went to a holistic healer. I had to think outside of the box on this one. So there are holistic healers / mediums out there that can actually see, they do like body scans when they close their eyes and meditate, and she saw exactly what I had in my system. And I had basically been told that this is a new virus, that the doctors can't diagnose it, and there's really no medication for it. The cure is a mix of pharmaceuticals and a holistic healing oil, and that's what I'm going to share with you tonight, because I'm sure I'm not the only one out there that has experienced this, because I'm on month 5 of this, and they say, according to what I've heard, it could last up to 6 months. Don't be surprised if it's shorter or longer, depending on your body's immune system and condition that it's in when the virus hits you, because it is nasty. It feels like a sinus infection, with your nose being stuffed up, and like I said, your eyes having double vision, and some people can even have problems with their throat. My ears were a little clogged in the beginning, but that really didn't have a major effect, but it could. Everybody's different. The worst thing is when none of those other drugs are working, like for glue ear, it's something that you haven't experienced before. So what I was told to do, and it has been working wonders ever since I had done it, was there's 4 things that's going to take care of this problem for you. The first one is, believe it or not, frankincense. Okay? Frankincense is a holistic healing medicine that's good for, it kind of acts like a holistic aspirin in a way. It's good to relieve the stresses in the sinuses that is caused, and the congestion. But all you would have to do, and they say, and I've been doing this every morning, is you take 1 drop and you let it drip down, and you put it on your tongue and wait for about 5 to 10 minutes for it to absorb into your sinuses. You do that first thing in the morning, every morning, until this finally goes away completely. You can't miss a day, because your body has to absorb the frankincense into your sinuses. Don't ask me how this works, but it works. Okay, so that is the first main key to recovery. So buy some frankincense. This one is Acura Cassia Pure Essential Oils, and it does have jojoba oil in it, so I can't tell you really what it's made of. I know frankincense is used in church sometimes, but it's more of a healing oil when it comes to this type of thing, but it's very vital and key to getting rid of this. So that you would take in the morning. At night, believe it or not, all you need is a low-dose coated aspirin, and what you do with 1 aspirin, you dissolve it in water, and then you drink water right before you go to bed. The combination of these 2 things are the key to getting rid of this unknown sinus eye virus. So that is the 2 main things you actually need for this. The other 2 things I want to share with you are also that aid it. Believe it or not, freshly squeezed orange juice. And that is basically because your immune system has to keep up with everything. And orange juice is one of the best things for your immune system, especially when you're sick. That's no big surprise. But freshly squeezed is always better than concentrate. If you can find freshly squeezed, go find it in a local food store, as opposed to ShopRite or any of the other Kroger stores or stuff like that have concentrate. It kind of mutes the effect of the orange juice. So if you can get that would be fantastic. And the 4th thing that you want to do, and this is actually really important, is another holistic exercise, is called a foot bath. And this is what a foot bath actually looks like. They can be probably anywhere between, I don't know, $50 and $150, but it does serve an effect, because when you take a foot bath, what you're supposed to do is put Epsom salt in this foot bath. And these foot baths are automatically set to a certain temperature that you can set it to. So for instance, I set it to 105, and you soak for 1 hour every night. And that's basically what I've been doing for the first week that you do this. You do it every night, can't miss a night. The second week, 4 times a night, and you wean off slowly, but they still recommend you do it once a week. It's always good to do because it gets all the toxins out of your system, which is very important. If you do Chinese medicine or any type of therapy, they recommend foot baths for that. Acupuncturists will recommend foot baths all the time because it does get the toxins out of your system. Reflexology specialists also say the same thing. And it is true. It does help your system. And since I've been doing these 4 things, I've noticed a distinct recovery in my process. I am no longer, when I look down, I no longer do I have that sense that I want to get dizzy and almost pass out. I do feel a lot better with my eyes. Things are starting to come back into view now, where things are, I don't have double vision with certain lights. There's still some I'm still weaning in on. The worst, like I said, is black on white and white on black. That's when you really notice it the most, especially when you're looking at a TV or any type of sign, a yellow sign at night when a headlight flashes on it. You'll notice that distinct distortion as well. I just want to let you know that you're not alone. This is an unknown virus. Nobody has come up with a specific name for it. It is really undetectable based on all the tests that the doctors and the specialists give you. It's only through holistic healers that you can actually diagnose this, and I was told that my best attribute here is to share it with everybody through my YouTube channel. I'm not trying to make any money off it. I'm just trying to help you guys out so you guys can heal and you don't have to wonder, because the last thing you want to do with a virus like this is think you're crazy, that nobody believes you, and that's the worst feeling anybody could possibly feel, because you're not crazy. It's a real virus, and nobody knows a lot about this. There's new viruses that pop up every day, every year, that they don't have any names for, so I'm actually naming this one. And hopefully this helps you recover like it has for me so far, and I hope to make a full recovery about this as well. So again, thank you guys for joining me tonight. Next time I will go into an episode on if anybody has any type of hair loss. We're looking into a holistic mixture of different categories of oils and components that would solve that, so you don't have to use anything like Rogaine or stuff like that, because I know that's a big problem with either young adults or adults in general. So I'd like to take up an episode and do a special on that as well. So again, thank you guys for joining me tonight, and I look forward to seeing you on my next episode. Have a great night.